my loves. I just felt compelled to jump in and talk about building a brand and the workshop I just launched and shared, and I'm just feeling so excitable today and ready to serve and deliver as much as I can. So if you're watching the replay, maybe jump ahead a tiny bit, but if you're here live, because a few of you are, hello beautiful people, I'm so excited. I'm talking about building a brand. Let me know in the comments, what would you love to know about building a brand? Like, is it something you'd love to know around what is a brand? How do you do it? Where do you start? Is there specific questions? I would love to start diving into this topic. And if you want to come along to the workshop, comment just the word brand, or DM me the word brand after this, and I will shoot you over the details as well. But yeah, drop any questions below. And I guess the biggest thing that I wanted to share around this workshop is really leaning into what does it take to build a brand online as the way the online world stands now. I don't feel like it's a big shock to say that in the last few months, 6 months, the online world has really evolved. It's gotten a little bit trickier to get noticed. You've needed to do more to get noticed. Let me know if you have felt that as well. Drop me a yes. So why we need it is because we need to keep up with the amount that's going on in the online world right now. And this kind of leans into Tara's question. What is it, and how to build a brand? How important is it to build a personal brand? Yes, and lots of you are saying yes. That's very cool. I'm going to start with how important is it. So building a brand right now is the difference between your business working and not working. Like, it's literally that important. So I would say it's one of the most important parts. Without having a brand, a personal brand, an actual brand identity, your business won't work. It won't make the sales that you desire. It won't make the impact that you desire. It won't hit the people that need to see what you're doing, because they won't feel like there is a brand attached to it. And more than ever, we have become our brand. So it's not this like elusive thing in the background, this random brand you don't know anything about. I love that you are feeling this and agreeing with this. It's become like it's you. So it's become more important than ever to show this, to show your energy, to show your spice or your warmth or whatever it is about you. And that's why in the first day, I really want to hone in and focus on leadership and on becoming a leader. And what does it take to become an elite leader online so you can stand out? What type of personality and who do you need to be? The other question is, what is it? So I feel like what I see a brand as is something that people see it and know. So you think of, like, you see a Nike tick and you're like, oh yeah, Nike, just do it. Like, your brain associates it. For me, it's an essence, it's an energy, it's a feeling. Like, for example, I'll give you an Instagram example. If you were scrolling and you saw maybe a carousel post from me, or you saw a reel, or say a carousel without even my face in it, you would have this feeling of like, oh, that's Adriana's post. That's a brand. If you clicked on my stories and there was no title at the top of who it was and there wasn't my face in it, you would have this feeling of like, I know this brand. I know this person. And that's what a brand is. Any other questions, guys, just pop them below. And it's so interesting because I feel like there's so many steps involved in building a brand. So in day one, really talking about what it takes, how to be a leader. I also want to touch on consistency, because I don't know about you guys, but have you noticed that it's easy like to do some of it, but then there's this lack in consistency in keeping it going? And I said this in the last live. I shared my tracker, which there it is again in my whole house. And I think it's important to have things like this. And I may even chuck this in as a bonus in the workshop, because I think things like this help you be a leader. They help you stay consistent. So important. And then I kind of want to talk about the content side of building a brand, like content. Let me know in the comments, would you love to get better at content? Like, drop me a yes again. Let's go with something easy. But what I really want to focus on with you is fine-tuning your content to go from good content to content that gets people reaching out to you, to content that gets people being like, oh my gosh, I needed this today, and to content that helps you attract your ideal client. And I feel like, hell yes, Tara, yes please, Denise, yay. I feel like when it comes to content, there's a few little things. I'll give some now as well. So some would be like really refining the way we start. So that first second or two, that's really important. That first line, and really putting time and effort into our content, into those hooks. So hello, my loves. So we can nail our content for it to attract clients that we desire, impact more people, reach more people, but more importantly, build this part of your ecosystem. So day 2, I really want to like hone in on fine-tuning our content and what this looks like. Yay! So the other part to all of this is selling. Fun little game I like to play. So answer me this for those watching, if you're watching the replay, answer as well. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all, 10 being absolutely 100%, how confident and comfortable do you feel selling on your socials? How confident and comfortable do you feel selling on your socials from 1 to 10? And this is so important. This changes how often you're selling, how much confidence you're selling with, how much oomph you're selling with, the frequency. So on the 3rd day, we're really going to talk more about the selling process, having more people reach out to you, being confident to share like every day. So this is really important. Both people said a 5. Tara and Denise said a 5. Interesting. So imagine what would happen to your business if it was an 8. You know, what would happen if your business was a 9, a 10 even? Like, what would happen if you got really confident? Tara said not confident, really pushing myself. Yeah, if you got really strong at this. In my other workshop, Insta Stories to DM Sales, which is amazing, probably one of my favorites so far, but I think these two will really complement each other really nicely. I talk about promoting yourself every single day. So not a few times a week, not just when you feel like it, every day. Like, even lean into it right now. How uncomfortable would you feel if you promoted yourself every day on your stories? Hi, Emil. Like, would that be something you're comfortable with? Posting every day? Promoting yourself every day. So not just any post, not just any story, not just any feed post, actually promoting yourself. And I think this is the difference between the coaches that really succeed and the coaches that are falling behind, is this ability and willingness and confidence to promote ourselves. So kind of in that old workshop, I talk about that. And in day 3 of this, I'll kind of weave in this kind of my philosophy and the mindset behind selling, and even handling objections and things like that as well. Tari said not at all. Yeah, I so feel that. So imagine a world where you feel comfortable. And this took me a long time to nail as well. Nail feeling so confident promoting myself. Imagine what would happen to your business. Imagine what would happen to your mission, you know, to your income and your impact. Really lean into that. Let me know, guys, if you have any other questions about building a successful brand. Drop your questions below. I think there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll just wait a few minutes. Happy to answer any brand building questions. And a lot of people ask me, like, what happens when, what is this feeling that's different with a brand? And that's all energy. It's all this like oomph and gusto. Like you can feel it when you land on someone who's built a brand. Yeah, and Denise said it would blow up. Absolutely. And then you just get better at it as well. And even notice what comes up. Like, oh, I don't want to be annoying. How embarrassing if no one does it. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever comes up. So what else can I share? What else can I tell you guys while I wait and see if there's any questions? It's going to be an epic workshop. It's going to be phenomenal. So again, if you want the details, comment brand or DM me brand after this and I'll shoot them over to you. Early bird is for 24 hours. So yay. And early bird is ridiculously good price as well. It's only 57 AUD because I want it to be something that's accessible for people to kind of experience, not just all the knowledge in there, but also get to experience me, you know, and the way I teach and share as well. Another question I get asked a lot about building a brand is like how to like build that confidence and that energy. And I think the biggest thing with building that confidence and energy, a big part of that was two big parts. One is the energy work involved. It's the doing the inner work, facing all the things that come through. And the other is just moving quicker, like moving more, doing more, actioning more, and really getting that happening. Yay, Tara. Oh, awesome. I'll shoot it over to you after this. And I think that's underestimated. I think we really underestimate what it takes to build a brand online and to have a successful business. And we underestimate how much we need to be seen. And this is why on day one, I want to really hammer in and go really hard on becoming a leader and what leadership actually means and looks like. Amazing, my loves. A few of you just joined. Hello. We are talking about building a brand. I forgot to put a little title at the top. So if you have any questions, anything around building a brand, feel free to drop them in the comment box below and I will answer them. If you also want the details to my workshop, comment the word brand and I'll send you some details after this or DM me after. I love you guys. Let me know if you've got any other questions. Otherwise, I didn't plan anything else for this, so it's just me and the rain. Want to see the rain? How beautiful. All right, my loves. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. This is me, over and out. By the way, lives like this, IG lives, are also a great way to build your brand. And that's because people get to really feel your energy and your essence and the way that you teach and talk. In content that's on your feed, there's only sometimes so much that can get to. Amazing, Denise. I'll send you the details after this as well. Sometimes there's only so much you can get to, but when you're live, people can really feel like who you are and how you teach and how you speak. So lives are a great way to build your brand. Some of the things I focus on, this might be really helpful, is posting on my feed every day and similar like colors, vibe, making sure I write how I talk, hooking people in, being really engaging, selling. Another thing I focus on is my stories every single day. I teach more of that in my other workshop. The other thing I make sure I do is engage and build a community. Like, a big part of having a strong brand is having a community of people who love you and love what you do. It's promoting, it's building things like a VIP list, which I talk about in my other program. It's going live. I'm literally looking at my list. It's being on other platforms when you're ready, having good quality DM conversations. It's selling, it's people reaching out to you. It's the energy, it's your potency, it's the way you say something. And I want to talk about that too. Like, there's two ways to say the same thing, and you want to really learn how to say the potent way, because when we say it the potent way, that becomes our brand identity. If I was to say lives are good, going live on Instagram's good, do it if you feel like it. Yeah, drop me a yes if this other version is more powerful. or if I said go live. If you want to build a brand on Instagram, you need to go live every week. Otherwise, it will seriously detriment how you build your brand. Like, draw me some loving. If you can feel the difference between the two, that's a brand identity, right? It's standing for something. That's just a random example. Yay! Yes, Denise, I'm so glad that landed. Yay. All right, my loves, this has been so fun. If you have any questions about building a brand, just let me know, and I might stay on a little bit longer and people can kind of jump in and out. We're talking about building a brand. And if you want the details to the workshop, just drop the word brand below and I'll send you some beautiful workshop details. People are kind of dropping in and out, so I'll give people a little bit more time before I run away. And yeah, and the thing is too, like, no one will regret taking the time and putting in the effort to build a brand. And I think my depth of understanding comes as well from running a fashion label before this, which, if you didn't know, how cool is that? So I ran a fashion label for about 4.5 years before this business. And in fashion, you have to have a brand. Like, there's no two ways about that, you know? So I think that really taught me a lot about brand building and the importance of building a brand. I love you guys.